It's turn. Right now, another winter storm heading our way tomorrow. What we should expect. Now, the city of Madison decides where to send the plows. Plus, with COVID testing sites across the country overwhelmed, we're trying to find out when you really need to take that test. And a truck driver involved in a deadly crash in Colorado could see his sentence reduced. How much time he could spend in prison. It's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. After getting our first real snow of the season last night, we could be getting a second dose of winter tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has been tracking this winter pattern. And Gary, what are you seeing?
Well, we're seeing a very similar system to what we saw last night with maybe a little heavier snow totals. Let's start out by taking a look at an alert day that we have in the forecast for tomorrow. This is for a wintry mix. You'll see mainly light snow, although there could be a couple of bursts of heavier snow in there. Also, some freezing rain or rain may mix in for a time, especially south of Madison, that might limit the snowfall accumulations there. Snowfall accumulations probably lined up in the 1 to 5 inch range. The lighter amounts down toward the Illinois state line might be some 4 or 5 inch amounts up north of Wisconsin Dells. Winter weather advisories are in effect for all of southern Wisconsin. They begin at 9 a.m. for most areas and then run until midnight for basically areas east of Lone Rock, including Madison, Milwaukee, and up into central Wisconsin. Now, the time lapse after the snow yesterday shows some fog this morning, and then as skies cleared out this afternoon, we got a little bit of sunshine, but having some snow on the ground kept temperatures down a little bit. Doppler track right now pretty quiet across Wisconsin. The next bout of snow will probably be in here sometime a little after 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. High temperatures today, upper 30s across much of southern Wisconsin, where at least there was a little bit of snow on the ground. Right now, temperatures are in the middle 20s here, but already in the teens out toward the La Crosse area. By tomorrow morning, we'll be down to around 20 degrees with cloudy skies. Then the snow will develop. Again, that could mix in with some sleet, freezing rain, or even rain south of Madison in the afternoon with a high temperature of 34. Later on, I'll take a look at another storm system that may affect us with accumulating snow as we head toward the New Year's holiday.
All right, Gary, thank you. Now, a lot of residential areas in Madison did not get their streets plowed or salted last night. It's because the city has a specific plan about which streets get plowed. If it snows 3 inches or less in the city, they leave the residential streets alone, instead focusing on major routes like ones near schools and hospitals. Eastside business owner Kelly Pulvermacher says she understands the streets division can't salt the entire city, but says they should reconsider when it becomes a safety issue.
I'm not asking to go out of the way. I'm not asking, driving into a big residential area and doing one road. I'm asking one road to be done in between 2 major pathways, one to a hospital and one to all the shopping centers.
She says the road near her trucking company has had a significant increase in traffic since a COVID testing center opened nearby. She also says in snowy conditions, more accidents have happened on that road, which is why she wants it added to that city's salt route. And a reminder, if you haven't cleared off your sidewalks yet, now is the time to do it. All ice and snow needs to be cleared by noon tomorrow. It's also against the ordinance to shovel snow into the road. Instead, it has to go into your yard. Repeat offenders could face a ticket of up to $100. Now, don't forget to download the Channel 3000 News 3 Now weather app. There you'll be able to get the latest updates and alerts right to your phone. Also has the school closings, traffic conditions. You can download it for Apple and Android devices for free. The CDC is shortening recommended isolation time now for Americans with COVID-19 from 10 days to 5 for those who are not experiencing symptoms. It cited growing evidence people with the virus are most infectious 1 to 2 days before symptoms appear and 2 to 3 days after.
Namely, getting people back in half the time than they would have been out so that they can get back to the workplace doing things that are important to keep society running smoothly.
The CDC also says those who are exposed to COVID but boosted will no longer need to quarantine, and those who are unvaccinated should still quarantine for 5 full days. Today, the CDC releasing new data on the nation's vaccination efforts. About 66 million people have gotten a booster shot, nearly a third of fully vaccinated people. 61.8% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. That's people of all ages, more than 205 million in total. 22.4% of the eligible population, which is everyone 5 and up, has not even had a single dose. Currently, more than 1 million doses of vaccine are being given every day. With an increase in COVID infection comes a surge in need for testing. But tests aren't just hard to find right here in Madison. In La Crosse, Gunderson Health is seeing cars line up beyond the parking lot. Employees say their lab is overwhelmed. Emily Haugen has more.
Testing is an everyday thing.
Hi, could I get your last name, please?
For Jennifer Schlee.
Did you here for a COVID test today? All right. We're at the busiest we've seen. Even last year when we were at our peak, we're double that. It's crazy right now.
On Monday, at Gunderson's drive-thru lab, cars were backed up on George Street.
We're just getting to the point that our staff can't handle it anymore. So it's overwhelming at times.
Something Schleep never expected would happen again.
We thought at this point we would be going, for sure, continuing our down spout, but it just goes up and up. So it's very surprising that that's where we're at right now.
Gunderson Health System's Northside testing site hit over 700 tests Monday, a record number in a record month.
How's that for me? Yeah. Exhausting.
And she says, to those looking to gather this weekend,
if there's any question at all, stay home. It's better to be safe.
Governor Evers says he does not have plans to bring in the National Guard to hospitals and nursing homes to help with staffing shortages. In a sit-down interview with our Naomi Coles, the governor says he's not ruling out bringing back the field hospital. Right now, he's focused on getting aid from the federal government instead, while urging Wisconsinites to get vaccinated, the best way to stay out of the hospital.
We need our neighbors to help us make sure that as many people get this vaccination as possible. And I believe we can use that resilience and the good neighbor policy that we've seen in other tragedy. This is a similar tragedy. We have people dying of COVID-19 that don't have to die.
Governor also talked about bail reform and abortion. You can check out all that interview at channel3000.com. GOP leaders in Wisconsin State Assembly and State Senate are inviting the governor to give his annual State of the State address in February. They're calling for an in-person joint session of the legislature February 15th at 7 o'clock. The governor's office has not yet formally accepted that invitation. Governor Evers gave a virtual State of the State back in January. State Senator Lena Taylor looking to become the next mayor of Milwaukee. Last week, she said she was suspending her run for lieutenant governor. Now Senator Taylor running to fill the vacant spot left by former Mayor Tom Barrett. 7 other candidates are already in the race to replace Barrett. The primary set for February 15th. The general election is set for April 5th. We're just 1 week away from a major trial starting right here in Dane County. Next Monday, jury selection will begin in the Chandler Halderson case. A jury status hearing for Halderson set for Wednesday. The 23-year-old has pleaded not guilty to killing both of his parents over the summer. His trial is expected to take about 3 weeks. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says an Illinois man has admitted to shining deer with his headlights and shooting them after hunting hours. Authorities got a complaint of someone hunting after hours on County Highway K in Woodman Township. A witness then gave a description of the vehicle and an Illinois plate number. Officials seized the deer and the man's rifle. For the second time in 4 months, a fire at a business on Madison's east side is under investigation. The latest fire started yesterday morning at Kip Corporation on Atwood. Crews spent about 3 hours putting it out. In late August, a fire there caused about $250,000 in damage. Officials don't have a damage estimate for this weekend's fire. The Princeton Fire Department and Marquette County Sheriff's Office are investigating what caused a mobile home to explode. Happened a little after 1:30 Sunday in the Puckaway Shores area near Puckaway Lake. The explosion sent debris flying everywhere. Thankfully, there was no one in the home at the time, and there were no injuries. A hearing is set for January 13th to reconsider the lengthy sentence of a Colorado truck driver convicted in a deadly 2019 crash. Rogel Aguilera Medeiros was driving 85 miles per hour in a tractor trailer when he said his brakes failed. It resulted in a 28-vehicle pileup. 4 people died, 4 others badly hurt. He was sentenced to 110 years in prison, which the prosecution says is too long.
I understand and appreciate the frustration of those wanting an immediate result. I do. But I ask for your patience as we take steps provided for in law as we consider a new sentence.
Now, the judge who made the sentencing says he was bound to mandatory minimum sentencing laws in the state of Colorado. The district attorney says the state will likely recommend a sentence range of 20 to 30 years. President Biden has signed the annual defense funding bill into law. The bill cleared Congress earlier this month. It authorizes $770 billion for the Defense Department. It also outlines the policy agenda for the department and military and calls for the military to revamp how it deals with sexual assault and harassment. Workers in Virginia have unearthed a second type time capsule from underneath the statue of Robert E. Lee. This capsule fits the description of the original one buried back in 1887. If it is, then it's expected to contain 60 Confederate artifacts, as well as a rare photo of President Lincoln in his casket. The 36-pound copper box will be opened tomorrow afternoon. Another time capsule was dug up last week, but was not the original. It's believed the people that built the statue buried that one. Still to come, Gary has a complete look at your forecast. Just how much snow might we see tomorrow? Plus, air travelers continue to have issues with more cancellations and delays. What you can do if your flight is canceled. Stay with us.
Watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now at 10.
Every single day, we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
To help you take walks again.
To ease your pain.
To rebuild your strength.
And at every step along the way,
we take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you.
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 They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics. Listening, healing, caring. It's in our nature.
Come into Rubens today for our annual year-end clearance sale. Hundreds of items have been marked down and are available for immediate delivery. Choose from soft leather sofas and comfy fabric sectionals. We have the perfect leather recliner that allows you to sit back and relax. Rubens has an enormous amount of leather furniture in stock. Why wait 4 to 8 months? Have your furniture for the holidays. Check out our website for our constantly changing in-stock inventory. Come into Rubens' year-end clearance sale today.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Snow on the ground is welcome news for area ski hills.
Josh Bryder is live at Tyrell Basin to tell you what they're doing to make sure you have a great day on the slopes.
And an alert day is in the forecast. We'll give you what you need to know for tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Frustration at the airports with carriers scrapping more flights today. Several airlines say COVID-related crew shortages are prompting those cancellations and delays. Dina Demetrius reports from Los Angeles International Airport.
The holiday hustle and bustle is more like a drag.
It's very frustrating, and we have plans already. We have a business to run, stuff like that.
So now Patel's return flight to Kentucky isn't getting off the ground.
It was for 9:24 and got delayed, and went to 1 o'clock, and all of a sudden got canceled.
The Omicron-driven surge is forcing more flight cancellations with infections among pilots, crew, and airline staff. According to Flightaware, more than 1,000 flights with U.S. destinations were canceled Monday, and more than 3,000 were delayed.
Airlines can't operate flights without the required number of pilots and flight attendants. Safety comes first.
Several airlines had called on the CDC to reduce the quarantine isolation period, and late Monday, the CDC shortened it from 10 days to 5. 5 for anyone who tests positive and is asymptomatic.
Honestly, if it's good enough for hospital workers, for nurses and doctors, I think it should be good enough for the airline industry as well.
While the disruption is certainly a hassle, experts say it should resolve itself when the holiday rush dies down.
Once the airlines can stabilize their schedule for the next 5 days, then for the first quarter of 2022, it should be relatively okay.
In the meantime, travel experts advise signing up for text alerts so you'll be notified immediately of any changes to your flight. And of course, pack your patience. Dina Demetrius, CBS News, Los Angeles.
So what are your rights if the airline cancels your flight? Travel expert Willis Orlando says you're eligible for a refund. This also applies if you're already in transit and the second leg of your trip is canceled. Orlando recommends you check your flight status frequently, contact your airline, and be proactive.
Instead of just waiting to get on hold and hoping they can do something for you, get online, go on Google Flights, take a look at alternative itineraries that might work for you.
The TSA says it screened millions of people each day over the holiday weekend, peaking at 2.19 million travelers on Thursday. Last Wednesday, more people passed through TSA checkpoints than on the same day back in 2019. If you act out of line, you will wait in line. That's what the FAA and TSA are saying to air travelers who cause problems on board flights. According to the TSA, more than 10 million Americans have pre-check credentials that allow them to bypass certain security measures, but those credentials are not a right and can be taken away. And so far this year, there have been about 5,800 complaints of unruly behavior. Most were related to mask rules. New data shows shoppers turned out big time for holiday deals this year. MasterCard says U.S. retail sales rose 8.5% year over year between November 1st and Christmas Eve. Clothing sales helped drive that surge. In-store sales also jumped 8% compared to last year. Online shopping also saw growth, accounting for nearly 21% of total sales over the holidays. If you're thinking about investing, discontinued Lego sets might be the way to go. A new study found high-value collectibles are a better investment than gold, art, or financial securities. Prices for retired Lego sets sold on secondary markets grow 11% a year. That's faster than the rates for gold stocks and bonds. According to researchers, those who invest in Legos long-term can yield positive returns 2 to 3 years after retirement. Well, check this out. Some skiers in Utah needed help getting off a chairlift after a mechanical failure. This happened over Christmas Eve. Video shows the rescue operation with a skier sliding down the rope from a ski lift. Officials say 167 skiers were pulled off the lift. More winter weather on our way. Let's go back to Gary now for your complete forecast.
Well, 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Look for another round of snow for tomorrow. Now, this will be similar to what we saw yesterday, maybe a little bit more than what we had during last night. There also could be a little bit of mixed precipitation, especially south of Madison, that might limit the accumulations there a little bit more than areas farther to the north where mainly snow will fall. We'll see near normal temperatures return for the end of the week through the end of 2021, which is Friday, New Year's Eve. But New Year's Day, we could see accumulating snow followed by a shot of very cold air. In fact, we can see wind chills down to about 20 below zero by early on Sunday morning. Snow depth, well, you can see statewide now we've got at least a little bit of snow cover. Of course, least amount in the southern part of the state. Northern Wisconsin, there are areas that have over a half a foot of snow on the ground. Doppler track, we're not adding anything to it tonight. But now starting to see the first vestiges of the next weather system with some very light snow moving into parts of eastern South Dakota and far western Minnesota. Alert day in the forecast for tomorrow for that wintry mix of precipitation, snow, freezing rain, maybe a little rain or sleet, especially south of Madison for a time in the afternoon. Total snow accumulations, 1 to 5 inches. Heaviest amounts probably south of Madison down toward the Illinois state line. Or lighter amounts down toward the Illinois state line, heavier amounts to the north and west. This is the area that will probably see more in the way of snow, probably looking at 3 or 4 inches, some localized 5 or 6 inch amounts, perhaps up northern portions of Juneau and Adams counties over toward the La Crosse area. Farther to the south, lesser amounts, depending on how much mixed precipitation mixes in down toward the Illinois state line. But ice accumulations appear to be heaviest across parts of eastern Iowa. Could be up to 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation there, but just a couple 1/100ths over parts parts of southwestern Wisconsin, and that'll mainly be during the afternoon hours. As we look at future track, the clouds move in tonight, but the precipitation doesn't arrive until mid-morning. Notice by 7:30 a.m., still in Iowa, but by noon and 3 p.m., you can see pretty much snow across southern Wisconsin with maybe a wintry mix down toward the Illinois state line. And then everything shifts to the north and east, so that by midnight, I think most of the precipitation is over with here. Then we look at another weather system that could affect us for New Year's Day itself. Right now, one of the computer models indicating about a 1 to 3 inch snowfall, but another computer model indicating perhaps some heavier totals, especially to the south. So this bears some watching, but we're still a few days out. Right now, it looks like we'll get at least a couple of inches of accumulation, followed by a shot of very cold air. High temperatures today, look at the difference. 70s down toward the Ohio River. Glasgow, Montana didn't get above 10 below zero for the high temperature. And that sets up a very strong jet stream in between. In fact, there could be severe weather by Wednesday over parts of the southeastern part of the country, while we're looking at another winter weather system moving through our part of the country. High pressure is located just to our south, keeping us quiet for tonight, but that next weather system out in Wyoming heading in our direction. Temperatures 20s here, teens to the north and west where the snow cover is a little thicker. Wind chills already down to about 15 below zero in parts of northern Minnesota. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook calls for colder than normal weather. That's in the wake of the storm as we head in from New Year's into the early parts of the following week. Winter weather advisories in effect beginning at 9 a.m. and running until midnight for much of southern Wisconsin. They end at 6 p.m. for areas west of Lone Rock and start at noon for areas north of Wisconsin Dells. Look for a high temperature tomorrow of 34. We'll see that wintry mix of precipitation in the afternoon especially, and a little bit of mixed precipitation south of Madison. Again, the high at 34. Future track, you can see most of the precipitation moving on out of here, and then look for just a couple of flurries late in the day on Wednesday. Snowfall amounts 1 to 3 inches, Madison to the south and east. Heavier amounts north and west of the Wisconsin River, and maybe some minor ice accumulations over southwestern Wisconsin. 7 to 10 day forecast. Temperatures near normal for Thursday and New Year's Eve. Snow on New Year's Day and windy. Colder, wind chills down to 20 below zero, and temperatures right around zero early on Sunday morning, and then back to near normal temperatures for the rest of next week.
3 more days until Wisconsin goes bowling, but in the midst of prepping for Arizona State, the Badgers are also giving back. More on what they've been up to next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Make this holiday season special when you use the Pick and Save app to get personalized coupons, rewards like fuel points, and weekly deals. So you can get exactly what you want at prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
How do you use your energy? Celebrating the people you love? Mixing up smiles? Making each day brighter than the last? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Menards carries a great selection of Richmond water heaters to ensure that you have hot water when you need it. With high-efficiency models and tankless options to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect fit for your family and save on energy costs. Richmond water heaters work hard behind the scenes, so you can focus on what's important. Get dependable hot water with Richmond's 6, 9, and 12-year gas and electric water heaters. Available at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Your last chance to get the best deals of the year on Ford F-Series, America's #1 selling trucks for 44 years straight. Only a few more days to save on our full lineup of Ford SUVs. Hurry in. It's the final days of the Ford Get Holiday Ready sales event. Now get an Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. See your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers today.
With Pick and Save delivery, it's easy to get your special holiday foods brought right to your door. And that's music to your ears. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The Wisconsin women's hockey team did not waste any time getting back to work. The Badgers hit the ice this morning for their first practice since going on break, and from the sounds of it, everyone is stoked to be back together. They're also really excited that the focus is solely going to be on hockey right now. Classes don't start up for another couple of weeks, so the top-ranked Badgers are able to hone in on practice and games as they get ready for the final stretch of the regular season.
As I saw today when we started our practice, the energy level's high. People are excited, and for the next 3 weeks for us, it's a great time of year because they don't have to worry about school, getting up, going to class, take tests. They can just be hockey players.
To just be able to focus on hockey and training, recovery, eating well, that's something that Mark touched on after practice today. So really just focusing on that will help us a lot.
As for the men's team, they're in Milwaukee for the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off. The Badgers face Yale tomorrow night at Pfizer Forum in Game 1 of the tournament. This marks the Badgers' first game in Milwaukee since they brought home the national title 15 years ago. So this tourney provides a huge opportunity for the squad to play on a much larger stage and to see their fans outside of the Madtown bubble.
There's Wisconsin fans all over the place, and you're, not just a city school, you're a state school. And I think that's really cool. The atmosphere that will be in Milwaukee will be really exciting for all of us, and for us to get a chance to show that area, how much we have been looking forward to getting back there is a great thing for us.
Puck drop is set for 7:30, and this is the 11th meeting between Wisconsin and Yale. The Badgers hold an advantage in the all-time series. And earlier today, the Badger women's basketball team announced they have canceled their game with Purdue on Thursday night after another string of positive cases within the Badgers program. This is the second game the Badgers have canceled due to COVID-19. Wisconsin's next game is set for January 5th with ranked Indiana. The Packers start the week with some roster moves. 4 more players are being put on the COVID-19 reserve list, including wide receiver Amari Rogers. Now, hoping to limit the spread, Matt LaFleur says they're looking at how to mitigate risks around the building, and they've even toyed with the idea of going virtual.
Just making sure that we mask up as a team when we're inside, and then try to keep people as spread out as possible. We've even contemplating potentially, if we get more of these, maybe going to virtual meetings and then just showing up when we want to get together to go out on the field.
Packers will face the Vikings for the second time this season on Sunday in a primetime matchup. Kickoff is set for 7:25 at Lambeau Field. The Badger football team is out in Las Vegas preparing for their bowl game on Thursday night, but they're also finding ways to give back to the community. Earlier, several players helped out at the Goody Two Shoes distribution at a YMCA. This event benefited over 400 kids in the Las Vegas area, and our coverage is on the Vegas Bowl begins tomorrow, so stay with News 3 Sports for any and all updates leading up to Thursday. We'll be right back.
This might look like a cliffhanger,
but this is the Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 14 models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
At Denver Mattress, we believe a little tranquility goes a long way. So add a little tranquility into your sleep with the Colorado mattress. Packed with over 500 individually wrapped coils. And made in the USA at our very own Denver Mattress Factory, the Colorado mattress is the perfect combination of comfort and value. Visit your local Denver Mattress today and take one home for only $499.99. The Colorado mattress only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, take 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Dad.
You ready?
This holiday, U.S. Cellular is doing a little something extra to keep everyone connected. Right now, choose any phone from any brand at any of our stores for free. Plus, save big with unlimited data for our best price of the season, just $30 a month. Now that's a deal to cheer about. Feel the locally grown joy from U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Why don't I know you?
Come see Tina Fey's Mean Girls at Overture Center, January 11th through 16th. Get your tickets now at overture.org.
We love our new home. Lots of windows, great light.
But the birds. They're back.
Yes, I hear them.
Uh-oh. Why are these birds so angry?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
I'm going. Hurry. I know.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
This might look like a cliffhanger.
But this is the Nissan sales event ad.
Save up to $42.62 on select models.
Better bring that home for the holidays.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates.
Well, a lot of us would be a little mad if our mail came just a couple days late or so, but imagine 68 years late. That's what happened to Susan Nordine of Minnesota. She had moved into her new house just a couple of months ago when she got a letter addressed to a Mr. and Mrs. Ed Nelson. That letter was from 1953. So using the power of social media, Susan was able to find Connie Anderholm, Ed Nelson's granddaughter. So what was the letter about? Well, Connie explained it had announced the birth of her brother Jim when her father was deployed in Germany and on a trip with her mother in Copenhagen. So, you know, sometimes it gets there a little late, Gary.
At least it got there.
Yeah.
Temperatures right now are in the 20s, a few teens up to the north and west. Winter weather advisories for all of southern Wisconsin for tomorrow into tomorrow evening. About 1 to 3 inches of snow Madison southward, 3 to 6 inches north and west of the Wisconsin River. Maybe some minor ice accumulations as well.
Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us, folks.